Annual Honors Assembly. This evening's Honors Assembly is a time to recognize both the collective and the individual achievements of the class of 2021. It is our sincere privilege to honor these high-performing students. As a very special treat, given the strange nature of the times, I have asked Mr. Timothy Saxton to say a few words to you, our guests. Typically, Mr. Saxton has the pleasure of just sitting with no pressure to speak and enjoying this honors assembly. But tonight, this is not typical. And so here for some inspiring words is our beloved superintendent, Mr. Timothy Saxton.
Good evening, and I just want to thank you for coming tonight. I'll be short. Last night we had just a fantastic night for the Boardman schools over in our cafeteria with a great crowd. Almost about the same time, we got a chance to recognize some new staff, some new leadership, and some fantastic students across the Boardman schools. And tonight, well, tonight's another very special night. Just another step in making it really feel like a normal ending to a very unique and challenging school year. Parents, I know I've sat in that seat to watch as a proud father of 3 daughters graduate from here, to see them get honored, so I know it's a proud night for you, and thank you for your support. And seniors, I can't thank you enough for your patience, your perseverance, but the one thing that always bled through, no matter what was going on, was your Spartan spirit. Tonight's your night, and I look forward to seeing you recognized. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Saxton. At this time, we will begin our awards with athletics. Presenting these awards is our athletic director, Mr. Marco Marinucci. Two students have been selected to receive the Ohio High School Athletic Association's prestigious Archie Griffin Sportsmanship Award. This award, named for 2-time Heisman Trophy winner Archie Griffin, is presented each year to a male and a female student athlete who have been outstanding in their efforts to promote sportsmanship in their school and in their community. This year's Archie Griffin Sportsmanship Awards go to Frank Barrow and Reagan Berkey. The Ohio High School Athletic Association's Courageous Athlete Award is presented to a student athlete who has achieved so much while overcoming exceptional circumstances. This year's recipient is Micah Beckwith. The Northeast Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators State Award for exemplary contribution and service to our athletes and to our athletic department. This year's award goes to Coach Rick Seipert. Two students have been selected to receive the Ohio High School Athletic Association's Scholar Athlete Award. This is in recognition of their academic achievements while participating in sports at Boardman High School. This year's Ohio High School Athletic Association's Scholar Athlete Awards go to Caitlin Stamp and Nicholas Winson. Two students have been selected to receive the Award of Excellence for exemplary display of sportsmanship, ethics, and integrity while participating in sports at Boardman High School. This year's Athletic Award of Excellence goes to Marco Stiliana and Catherine O'Horo.
What are the letters again? L, M, H. Oh yeah, I found it. It's on L. It's on low. Yeah.
Our next group of scholarships will be announced by my Associate Principal, Ms. Ann Bott.
Good evening. This is one of my favorite events of the school year as we honor our seniors in front of staff, family, and guests for their achievement at Boardman High School. At this time, I would like to present our special class scholarships. Recipients of these awards should come forward as their names are read. Past and present members of the Boardman Board of Education and administrators throughout the district have made our next scholarship available to deserving BHS graduating seniors. Today, Ms. Vicki Davis and Mr. John Landers are awarding 3 scholarships to Elizabeth Amstutz, Samuel Holter, and Jake Powell. John P. Landers was a proud class of 2000 graduate of Boardman High School. After graduation, he attended Case Western Reserve University and earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Science and a Master's in Engineering and Management. John is currently in his 11th year serving on the Boardman Local School Board and is active in all district activities. The 4th annual John P. Landers Scholarship of $500 each will be awarded by Mr. John Landers to Reagan Berkey and Caitlin Stamp. The Skip Deerdorf Memorial Scholarship was established by the Deerdorf family in honor of William Skip Deerdorf. Skip was a longtime resident of Boardman and a founder of the Lady Spartan Fast Pitch Club. This scholarship is offered to a senior girl who has participated in the Boardman High School softball program and who will further her education upon graduation. This year, a scholarship of $1,000 will be awarded by Mrs. Carolyn Deerdorf to Morgan Cherney. The Boardman Lions Club is proud to present 3 $1,000 scholarships to graduating seniors living in Boardman Township who have demonstrated academic strength, service, and leadership, both in activities and in community giving. Winners must continue to serve others, be community leaders, and have strong academic promise for college programs leading to their careers. These 3 outstanding students have proven themselves to their teachers, advisors, coaches, and community service organizations. Mrs. Patty Shears presents the $1,000 scholarship winners of Elena Cuevas, Gia DeTullio, and Alana Hetzel. Our next scholarship was established in memory of Brian E. Fiffick. Brian, a 1990 graduate of Boardman High School, was active in sports, lettering in football and basketball. After high school, Brian graduated from Arizona State University with a bachelor's degree in biology and then worked as a manager of the disaster services for the National Transportation Safety Board in Washington, D.C. Brian was tragically killed in a car accident in 2006. He will be remembered for his outgoing personality, his zest for life, and his infectious smile. By the way he lived and worked, he made a difference in many people's lives. Brian was a believer in setting goals and having dreams, and for pursuing them to the fullest. The recipient of this $1,000 scholarship has exhibited that she too believes in setting goals, having dreams, and making a difference in the lives of the people that she meets. Mr. Bud Fiffick presents this year's recipient, Morgan Cherney. This scholarship is given in memory of Susan Davis Elisier, who was a 1965 graduate of Boardman High School. During high school, Susan was involved in the Drama Guild and in activities of the English department. Following her lifelong interests, Susan became an English teacher and served as a director of the Drama Guild. This scholarship will be awarded to a student who has contributed to the BHS Drama Guild or to the English department. Mr. Fred Davis presents this year's recipients of Shanza Ali and Nicholas Winson. The next scholarship is given in memory of a couple who gave much to the Boardman athletic and academic programs, Al and Helen Davis. This scholarship is awarded to a senior who has contributed to BHS in terms of general service and specifically in terms of support to the athletic program, either as a player or in some supporting role. The Al and Helen Davis Memorial Scholarship will be presented by Fred Davis to Reagan Berkey. Key Club International is the oldest and largest service program for high school students. It is a student-led organization whose goal is to teach leadership through helping. Key Club International is part of the Kiwanis Club family of service leadership programs. This year, the Boardman Kiwanis Club is providing a scholarship to an active member of the Key Club. Mr. Mark Luke and Mrs. Patty Reitman present the award to Ryan Sweeter. Rebecca Showman, Becky to those who know her, loves to learn and to share her knowledge. She understands that once attained, knowledge is the one thing that cannot be taken away. Becky knows if you are unwilling to learn, no one can teach you, but if you are willing to learn, no one can stop you. The main keys to her success have been determination and perseverance. After a successful 35-year career as an operating room registered nurse, she realized she learned something new each day. In her retirement, she aids many charitable organizations to help those less fortunate than she. Today, Rebecca Showman gives two $2,500 scholarships to two students who have worked hard using their inner strength to keep focus on their goals, as she has. Those students are Morgan Cherney and Elena Cuevas. The Aaron Trell Say Yes Memorial Scholarship was established by the family of Aaron Trell, who passed away tragically shortly after graduating from Boardman High School in 2013. A scholarship of $500 is awarded annually to a BHS senior who has embodied the ideals of the Yes Fest and has overcome a hardship in his or her life. The winner of the Aaron Trell Say Yes Memorial Scholarship, presented by Mike and Angel Trell, is Emma Tokarski. The next scholarship is given in memory of a man who devoted over 30 years of his life to Boardman Community Baseball. Chuck Schaefer's love for children and his passion for the game of baseball have shaped the field of dreams to what it has become today. He was an experienced architect and designed the complex on McClurg Road with both players and spectators in mind. Chuck believed in giving back to the community, and this scholarship celebrates his dedication to the local baseball and softball organizations. Mr. Mike Trell presents scholarships of $2,500 to Marco Stiliana and Ryan Sweeter. The Boardman Boosters presents scholarships each year to deserving members of the senior class based on both academic achievement and participation in at least one Ohio High School Athletic Association sanctioned extracurricular activity for a minimum of 2 years. The Robert Shaw Booster Scholarship is given to a male athlete, and the Scott Family Booster Scholarship is given to a female athlete. These awards, for $1,000 each, will be presented by Mr. Jack Hay to Marco Stiliana and Elena Cuevas. George Brownlee graduated from Boardman High School in 1970. At the Honors Assembly that year, it was announced that George had received a scholarship to play football at the University of Cincinnati. In the fall of his junior year, while a student there, George was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. He passed away in October of 1972. George was known for his deep school pride and a never-ending spirit. He inspired all those around him and demonstrated his inner strength, not only in athletic competition, but in the final struggle against the effects of his illness. This scholarship honors a senior athlete who demonstrates the same qualities of leadership, friendship, enthusiasm, team spirit, and humility that George always did. This year's winner, presented by Mrs. Denise Gorski, is Reagan Berkey. As the Drama Guild's director and choreographer for many years, Janine Hodges' passion was acting on the stage and specifically in Broadway musicals. Her dedication to the students of Boardman High School during her 35-year tenure as a math teacher was remarkable. Janine embraced being a mentor to both her students in the classroom and actors on the stage. Her family takes great pleasure in offering this scholarship to students who embody the same zest and appreciation for the arts. Mr. Dennis Hodge presents the Janine Hodge Memorial Scholarship for $1,000 to Elizabeth Amstutz. The Richard and Nancy Weimer Memorial Scholarship was established to honor the lives of two people who contributed much to the Boardman schools. Richard was a 1964 graduate of BHS, continued his education at Youngstown State University, and eventually took a position teaching math at Boardman High School. He later became a guidance counselor and finally retired after 38 years in the district. Nancy was known to many as the Door F Lady at Boardman Center Middle School, and that energetic former Boardman cheerleader and coach. This year's Richard and Nancy Weimer Scholarship, presented by Mrs. Holly Watts, goes to Elizabeth Amstutz. The next scholarship was established by Boardman alumni Mike and Mark Sully. Their Spartan roots run deep. Both mom and dad taught at BHS in the 60s and 70s, and Mike's wife Nicole currently teaches at Center Intermediate School. Mike and Mark host a golf tournament each year at Mill Creek to benefit local charities. This year, they would like to award scholarships to two deserving seniors who combine classroom performance, athletic achievement, and community involvement. This year's scholarships, presented by Mike and Mark Sully, go to Elena Cuevas and Jacob Hughes. In 2017, the Perdula family, owners of the Pioneer Trails Tree Farm in Poland, Ohio, established the Pioneer Trails Tree Farm Scholarship. Charles, Matthew, and Amy Perdula, all graduates of Poland Seminary High School, wanted to give back and provide financial support to graduating high school seniors. Pioneer Trails Tree Farm would like to thank all patrons who have donated to the scholarship fund. The Perdula family has provided matching funds to establish a financial base for the multiple high school scholarships. This year's $500 scholarship, presented by Mrs. Mary Perdula, goes to Elena Cuevas. Christine Michella was a 1991 graduate of Boardman High School. While attending Boardman, she was an outstanding basketball player, earning first team All-Northeastern Ohio, first team All-State, and was ranked as the #2 point guard in the state of Ohio. She was eventually inducted into the Boardman High School Hall of Fame for her excellence on the court. Christine received a full basketball scholarship to play Division I ball at University of Akron and finished her career at Youngstown State University while earning a degree in education. After college, Christine's passion for teaching and coaching led her to Boardman High School, where she taught history and coached girls basketball for 19 years. Both she and her husband, Brian, made their home on the first floor of Boardman High School. Throughout Christine's career, she impacted countless students and athletes with her own personality traits. Her ability to motivate, her enthusiasm, leadership, determination, and compassion led others to their own outstanding accomplishments. In the fall of 2013, Christine was diagnosed with ALS and fought a courageous battle with this debilitating disease, eventually losing her fight in 2020. She fought this battle with the same traits and attributes she displayed throughout her career. Her inspiration will live on the hearts of many for years to come. The recipient of the first Christine Michella Terlesky Girls Basketball Scholarship, presented by former teammate Lori McGlone, is Reagan Berkey. Craig Kornman was a 1988 graduate of Boardman High School. During his years at Boardman High School, Craig pursued his love of learning geography, history, and music, in addition to being a member of the choir. Upon graduating, Craig earned a Bachelor of Science degree from Youngstown State University. Craig was a salesman, an entrepreneur at heart, and held many jobs in the customer service and sales industries, culminating in the acquisition of the family business, Corman Sweeperland. While Craig grew up a car enthusiast, he had a particular affinity for Ford Mustangs and was an avid member of the Mahoning Valley Mustang Club. Upon beginning the challenge of being his own boss, Craig immediately began to put his mark on the business. Craig had all of the qualities of a successful businessman. He was an eloquent speaker, he was friendly, honest, trustworthy, persevering, and well known for his kindness. Craig was taken from his family much too soon in August of 2020. He was surely well on his way to continuing an exceptional entrepreneurial tradition begun by his father many years before. The first ever winners of the R. Craig Kornman Scholarship, presented by Russell and Darlene Kornman, are Morgan Cherney and Bonnie Misos. Boardman Rotary believes in the quality of individuals and their participation in making a contribution to the community. While academic excellence is considered, the selection committee also conducts personal interviews with candidates, bearing in mind the Rotary motto of service above self. This year's scholarship winners of $1,000, presented by Mr. Leo DePrilli, go to Elizabeth Amstutz and Kara Elliser. The 2020 Emerging Leaders Interact Scholarship is awarded to a senior who has shown exceptional participation in the Emerging Leaders program throughout his or her 4 years at Boardman High School. This year, the 2 students chosen have gone above and beyond in their service to the Boardman community. With a combined total of 250 volunteer hours, Mrs. Janie Marinucci presents this year's winners and future leaders to Samuel Chicolo and Kara Elliser. The Boardman Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 43 awards scholarships to Boardman graduates who plan to continue at an accredited college or educational institution. Special consideration is given to students who intend to enter the field of criminal justice or law enforcement. This year's scholarships in the amount of $750 each are presented by Officer Paul Polis to Jacob Hughes, Jenna Hughes, Jacob Woods, McKenna Glazer. Each year, the Boardman Education Association allots a portion of their budget for scholarships to be awarded to BHS seniors who have not only achieved well academically, but who are active in school and community, and who have received the highest recommendations. This year, the BEA has selected 4 outstanding seniors who will each receive a $500 award. Mr. Bill Amundol awards these to Elizabeth Amstutz, Reagan Berkey, Gia DiTullio, and Jenna Hughes. Don DiLorenzo was hired to teach math at Boardman High School in 1970. For the next 37 years, he demanded excellence in his classroom, and over that time came to act as a big brother, confidant, and advisor to countless students and faculty. Accordingly, upon his death in 2010, DiLo's family and friends endowed a scholarship in his memory. The students selected for the award embody DiLo's passion for learning and family commitment. This year's recipients, presented by Mr. Mike Gerthung, are Morgan Cherney and Elena Cuevas.
That's a good video.
The Boardman High School Guidance Department is proud to present the 17th Annual Guidance Scholarship to a graduating senior who has demonstrated active support and service to the high school guidance department. This award, in the amount of $500, will be presented by Mr. Rick Smrek to Gianna Chetsko. Nick Coca, the founder of Coca's Pizza, immigrated to the United States when he was only 14 years old. He and his wife, Tina, worked very hard to open their own pizza shop in 1982. Nick and Tina felt a great passion and desire to not only provide a good education for their 4 children, Maria, Angel, Dan, and Steve, but also to pass on a strong work ethic as well. Their dreams were fulfilled when all 4 children graduated from Boardman High School and continued on to college. Nick passed away at the early age of 52, but his stamp on the Youngstown community lives on. His youngest son, Steve, is now running 9 locations throughout the area, ensuring that the family name, along with the memory of Nick Coca, will never be forgotten. In honor of the legacy of Nick Coca, this scholarship is given to an Italian 4 student who has a strong passion and love for the Italian language and culture. This year's winner, presented by Mrs. Antoinette Coca, is Anthony Miko. Anthony J. Belanca was an attorney and president of the Noy Foundation for 20 years. Upon his passing, his family decided to finance an award to honor his work and dedication to the Italian language. The Noy Award is given to deserving Italian 4 students to recognize their excellence in the study of Italian. The board of the Noy Foundation, represented today by Mrs. Madeline Amaro, is proud to confer these awards to Reagan Berkey and Anthony Miko. In remembrance of the late Connie Deutsch, her family has set up a scholarship for a deserving senior who has shown passion and perseverance in the area of art during their time at Boardman High School. Each year, the art department staff chooses one senior student whose artwork they purchase to be displayed in the school. Mrs. Alyssa Birch presents this year's recipient of the Connie Deutsch Memorial Scholarship to Jillian Canacci. Throughout a lifetime of achievement, Dr. James Chingelis earned many awards as a standout in the medical field. A proud Stadium Drive alumnus, Dr. Chingelis brought the first science lab to the school, complete with tools and supplies. The Evelyn H. and Theodore P. Chingelis Library at Stadium Drive was a gift from Dr. Chingelis in memory of his parents. Numerous donations of trees and flowers over the years have helped to beautify the school grounds. To honor his memory, Stadium Drive PTA is awarding a scholarship to a graduating senior who has demonstrated those characteristics and plans to major in a science or medical field. The Dr. James Chingelis Memorial Scholarship, presented by Mr. Mike Ziccoli, goes to Isabel Dwyer. The Theodore P. and Evelyn H. Chingelis Memorial Scholarship is given by 1973 Boardman High School graduate, the late Dr. James Chingelis, in honor of his parents, to a student who plans to attend Youngstown State University to major in biological or medical science. This scholarship, presented by Mr. Morris Dudu, goes to Anthony Miko. Dr. Mark Suller demonstrated his integrity in every aspect of his life and affected the life of every person he came in touch with by reminding them to think about making a difference on a daily basis. A graduate of Boardman High School and Adrian College in Michigan, Dr. Suller received his degree in dentistry from The Ohio State University. He was a 3-year varsity letter winner in basketball for the Spartans and earned many prestigious awards and learned many life lessons along the way. Mr. Morris Dudu presents the winner of this year's $500 scholarship to Morgan Cherney. The Independent Insurance Agents of Mahoning County have been hosting the Junior Golf Classic for the past 40 years. Thousands of young golfers in the Valley have participated in the annual outing at various courses. Proceeds from this event are used to fund scholarships to graduating seniors who have a minimum of 2 years as a member of their high school golf team. This year, an award of $500 will be given by Mr. Morris Dudu to Madeline Moran. One of the hallmarks of Bob Grove's life was his dedication to education. As an English teacher at Boardman High School for more than 35 years, he shared his passion for language, writing, and of course, William Shakespeare, to all those in his classes. He was devoted to helping students learn, excel, and develop an appreciation for great writing and composition. Even after his retirement, Mr. Grove went on to substitute teach and tutor for more than a decade. As a lifelong educator, he made a lasting impression on thousands of young people and thoroughly enjoyed guiding and teaching them about the English language and the power of the written word. For those reasons, Bob's family is honored to offer this scholarship to students who demonstrate the same kind of passion for education. The Robert H. Grove Jr. Memorial Scholarship of $1,000 will be awarded by Mr. Morris Dudu to Alana Hetzel. The Wiley Slater Memorial Scholarship was established in honor of a great friend of the Boardman schools. Mr. Slater directed that a scholarship be granted to an outstanding senior planning to attend Youngstown State University. This year's award of $725 will be presented by Mr. Morris Dudu to Alana Hetzel. The John C. Matthew Memorial Scholarship was established by his family in honor of John, a 1952 graduate of Boardman High School. To mirror John's life, it was determined that the recipient would be of high academic standing and a letter winner in track. This year's John C. Matthew Scholarship for $1,000 will be presented by Mr. Kyle Sheehan to Tara Pasvanis. The Thomas G. Kennedy Memorial Scholarship was established by his parents in memory of Tom Kennedy, a member of the BHS class of 1986. Tom demonstrated energy and perseverance as he overcame multiple handicaps to achieve his education. This year's recipient of the $2,000 Thomas Kennedy Scholarship, presented by Mr. Kyle Sheehan, is Shanza Ali. David W. Evans passed away under uncertain circumstances in 1975 while a student at Boardman High School. A scholarship was established the following year as a memorial to David. This year's David W. Evans Memorial Scholarship for $500, presented by Mr. Kyle Sheehan, goes to Micah Beckwith. Arthur and Olive Frank were lifelong residents and staunch supporters of the Boardman schools. This scholarship was created to help a deserving graduating senior continue his or her education at the university level. This year's award of $500 will be presented by Mr. Kyle Sheehan to Gia DiTullio. The next scholarship is offered by the Gridiron Club to seniors involved in the football program in the capacity of player, cheerleader, manager, or trainer. These seniors have also distinguished themselves in the classroom. This year, the Gridiron Club is awarding scholarships each valued at $500. Mr. Sheehan will present awards to Anthony Miko, Jake Powell, Marco Stiliana, and Nicholas Winson. The Lutch Memorial Scholarships are given each year in memory of Joseph and Florence Lutch, who willed that scholarships be given each year to Boardman High School seniors on the basis of scholastic achievement and need. This year, we were able to award 5 scholarships. Mr. Sheehan presents scholarships of $2,500 each to Ethan Anderson, Noah Holdridge, and scholarships of $5,000 each to Shanza Ali, Gia DiTullio, and Elizabeth Amstutz. Every year, thousands of young Americans devote themselves to protecting freedom, maintaining peace, providing relief, and supporting the United States policies around the globe. The benefits of serving this country in the armed forces can be tremendous: training, honor, education, and self-discovery. This service requires discipline, intense physical and mental preparation, and time away from family and friends while protecting America and its citizens at home and abroad. The U.S. military consists of 5 active duty services and their respective Guard and Reserve units. Together, along with the Reserve Officer Training Program, they offer a broad variety of ways to serve. We would like to recognize these students in the senior class who have made their decision to serve their country in the United States military. Please stand and allow us to thank you with our applause. This class has been awarded over $4 million worth of scholarships, and we are very pleased to announce our scholarship winners for this year. While some scholarships are pending and thus the list is not totally inclusive, it does provide an excellent representation of the class of 2021. We would like to recognize those students who have received other scholarships beyond those awarded today. And to that end, Mr. Jadu has been working diligently to honor our seniors with a keepsake video presentation that includes both their image and post-secondary honors. This will be pushed out on our YouTube station as soon as it is complete, and we look forward to it. I would like for everyone to give these award winners thus far a round of applause. And at this time, I would like to turn the lectern back over to our principal, Cindy Fernbach.
Thank you, Ms. Bott. The President's Award for Educational Excellence was established to recognize and honor superior academic achievement in mathematics and reading. Recipients of this award must meet the following criteria to qualify. They must have a 7th semester grade point average of 3.5 or higher, and must be in the 85th percentile or higher in mathematics or reading on the ACT or the SAT. Students receiving this award should come forward when their names are read. Presenting the awards will be Assistant Principal Mr. Morris Jadu and Assistant Principal Mr. Kyle Sheehan. Please, audience, I ask that you hold your applause until all the names have been read. Cora Ames. Jonah Bacho. Jared Benko. Reagan Berkey. Dominic Butto. Alexis Chismar. CJ Corden. Rebecca Duffy. Isabel Dwyer. Jared Fullerman. McKenna Glaser. Yara Habo. Shani Harris. Tian Huang. Noah Holdridge. Samuel Holter. Emily Honthy. Jacob Hughes. Jenna Hughes. James Jama. Lily Jones. Zacharias Corey. Landon Kilpatrick. Jason Legeese. Evan Leskew. Alyssa Magrini, Anthony Marshall, Lacey May, Leanna McKee, Chloe Menting, Anthony Miko, Madeline Moran, Brandon Knoll, Isaac Nordquist, Christian Ortiz, Nicholas Ott, Heidi Partlow, Dominic Pavis, Tawan Richards, Ania Robles, Andrew Schrembeck, Graham Seditz, Priya Shah, James Salmon, Reneen Salabi, Ryan Sweeter, Guy Tepsick, Emma Tokarski, Abigail Wagner, Casey Wirt, Nicholas Winson, Rasamiporn Wankiatarun. Please give these students a nice round of applause. At this time, I invite Assistant Principal Mr. Morris Jadu, who will be announcing the Diploma with Honors recipients.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The following members of the class of 2021 have successfully completed the criteria to be awarded a state diploma with honors and will have a special state seal added to their diploma. Students should stand when their name is read and remain standing until the next name is read. Audience, please hold your applause. Again, audience, please hold your applause until all the names have been read. This year's diploma with state honors recipients are Jad Abdo, Shanza Ali, Cora Ams, Ethan Anderson, Jonah Bacho, Kylie Barnes, Haley Bish, Jared Benko, Sophia Botak, Salvatore Bonamici, Jacob Berkey, Reagan Berkey, Dominic Butto, Morgan Cherney, Michael Chicolo, Samuel Chicolo, CJ Corden, Elena Cuevas, Justin Culp, Emma Davis, Marley Dearden, Adam Diley, Gia DeTulio, Destiny Donathan, Rebecca Duffy, Isabel Dwyer, Kara Elliser, Kaylee Engelman, Jared Fullerman, Desiree Girardi, McKenna Glaser, Yara Habo, Shani Harris, Alana Hetzel, Tien Huang, Noah Holdridge, Samuel Holter, Emily Honthy, Serby Jane, James Jama, Zacharias Corey, Landon Kilpatrick, Jason Lageese, Evan Lescue, Alyssa Magrini, Jordan Main, Anthony Marshall, Leanna McKee, Anthony Miko, Bailey Moore, Madeline Moran, Riley Neal, Vin Wynn, Brandon Knoll, Isaac Nordquist, Catherine Ohoro, Emily Alexa, Christian Ortiz, Nicholas Ott, Heidi Partlow, Dominic Pavis, Serena Ramahi, Fatima Rahman, Signe Renstorm, Tawan Richards, Ania Robles, Nina Scavelli, Andrew Schrembeck, Allison Schwendeman, Priya Shaw, Caitlin Stamp, Marco Stiliana, Raneen Sulebi, Aiden Swavel, Ryan Sweeter, Guy Tepsick, Emma Tokarski, Abigail Wagner, Olivia Wamsley, James Whippo Jr., Nicholas Winson, Rasami Porn Wankirarun, Christine Zhang. At this time, I'd like to invite Assistant Principal Mitsuko Sheehan to the lectern. Let's give an applause to our recipients.
Good evening. Boardman High School honor graduates are those students who have maintained a 3.500 or higher grade point average after 7 semesters. Presenting these certificates will be Assistant Principal Mr. Morris Jadu. Students should come forward to receive their certificate. Audience, we ask that you hold your applause until all the names have been read. Honorees with a GPA of 3.500 to 3.799R, Connor Adkins, Elizabeth Amstutz, Santino Angelilli, Ryan Babb, Dom Butto, Joseph Callard, Jillian Canacci, Dante Senafani, Alexis Chismar, Samuel Chicolo, Michael Conklin Zinser, Emma Conroy, Emma Davis, Marley Dearden, Dominic DeCapita, Samuel DeJoseph, Destiny Donathan, Rebecca Duffy, Shelby Fernholz, Nathan Fleming, Kennedy Ferrano, John Gabriel, Desiree Girardi, Kayla Golden, Michael Halchuk, Patrick Hubert, John Hyde, Aaron Jackson, James Jama, Amina Khan, Lily Klashevitz, Maxwell Lynn, Alyssa Magrini, Asia Mahone, Jordan Main, Justin Maloney, Chloe Menting, Bonnie Misos, Bailey Moore, Vin Nguyen, Christian Ortiz, Tara Pasvanis, Dominic Pavis, David Polo, Christopher Preggy, Riley Randall, Ava Richard, Ella Riddick, Ania Robles, Emily Rutledge, Alize Sanchez, Nina Scavelli, Denise Scott, Priya Shaw, Nikos Stavranos, Marco Stiliana, Maria Torres, Ty Ventresco, Aaron Vyers, Abigail Wagner, Olivia Wamsley, James Whippo, Jaylene Williams, Austin Winger Kaler, Jacob Woods. Please give these guys a round of applause. Honorees with a GPA of 3.800 to 3.999 are Jad Abdo, Shanza Ali, Teddy Anzavino, Jonah Bacho, Kylie Barnes, Sophia Botek, Salvatore Bonamici, Jacob Berkey, Emily Cagiat, Morgan Cherney, Joseph Chicolo, Michael Chicolo, Christian Cologne, CJ Corden, Justin Culp, Adam Diley, Kaylee Engelman, Jared Fullerman, McKenna Glaser, Bo Gorby, Julia Gorby, Alana Hetzel, Jacob Hughes, Anthony Ayanda Marino, Lily Jones, Serene Khatib, Zacharias Corey, Maya Kugel, Madeline Larch, Evan Leskew, Anthony Marshall, Lacey May, Leanna McKee, Madeline Moran, Mara Murphy, Riley Neal, Andrew Wynn, Catherine O'Horo, Emily Alexa, Serena Ramahi, Fatima Rahman, Allison Schwendeman, Graham Seditz, Caitlin Stamp, Raneen Salabi, Aiden Swavel, Casey Wirt, and Savannah White. Please give these guys a round of applause. Now finally, our honorees with a perfect 4.000 are Cora Ames, Ethan Anderson, Jared Benko, Reagan Berkey, Elena Cuevas, Gia DiTullio, Isabel Dwyer, Kara Elliser, Yara Habo, Shani Harris, Tien Huang, Noah Holdridge, Samuel Holter, Emily Honthy, Jenna Hughes, Serby Jane, Landon Kilpatrick, Jason Legese, Anthony Miko, Brandon Knoll, Isaac Nordquist, Nicholas Ott, Heidi Partlow, Signe Renstrom, Tawan Richards, Andrew Schrembeck, James Solman, Ryan Sweeter, Guy Tepsik, Emma Tokarski, Nicholas Winson, Rasamiporn Wankiatarun, Christine Zhang. Please give these guys a round of applause. At this time, Principal Cindy Fernback will return to the lectern.
The National Merit Scholarship Corporation is a nonprofit organization that honors approximately 50,000 academically able students each year for their exceptional academic promise. The National Merit Qualifying Test is taken in October of the junior year by approximately 1.5 million students. More than 2/3, or about 34,000 of the approximately 50,000 high scorers, receive letters of commendation in recognition of their outstanding academic promise. Presenting the award for Boardman High School's commended student is Associate Principal Ms. Ann Bott. This year's commended student is Noah Holdridge. The next group of awards are selected by the Boardman High School departments under the guidance of their respective department leaders. The faculty members in each department of our school select seniors to recognize as outstanding students within that department. First up, for the Art and Industrial Technology Department under the leadership of Mrs. Alyssa Birch, who will present these awards. The honorees this evening are, for graphic design, Rasimiporn Wankiatarun. For photography, Jenna Hughes. For visual art, Isabel Dwyer. For BSTN, Samuel Holter. And for woodworking, Mark Felicki. The Business and Technology Department is under the leadership of Mrs. Evelyn Stanton, who will present awards this year to their honorees. In computer programming, Anthony Miko. In business, Maya Kugel. And in technology, Renine Salebi. Presenting the awards for the English department is Department Leader, Mrs. Janie Marinucci. She will be presenting awards to this year's honorees. They are Reagan Berkey, McKenna Glaser, and Andrew Schrembeck. Next is the award for our excellent, completely revived, and thriving school newspaper, The Bugle. It is under the guidance of two brand new advisors this year, Mrs. Dana Safarik and Mrs. Randy Nord. This award will be presented this evening by English Department Leader, Mrs. Janie Marinucci, to Elizabeth Amstuds. Presenting the award for our excellent yearbook, The Crier, is advisor Mrs. Laura Kephart. The student being honored for Crier this evening is Bonnie Misos. Presenting the awards for our Foreign Language Department is Department Leader Mrs. Madalena Amaro. This year's honorees are, for Italian, Reagan Berkey, for Latin, Renine Salebi, and for Spanish, Ryan Sweeter. Presenting the awards for mathematics is Department Leader, Mr. Michael Gerthung. This year's honorees are Noah Holdridge, Isabel Dwyer, and Shani Harris. Presenting the awards for our outstanding music department is Department Leader, Mrs. Michelle Prokop. This year's honorees are in Symphony Orchestra, Tawan Richards, in Chamber Orchestra, Guy Tepsick, Outstanding Band Student, Ava Richard, Outstanding Jazz Student, Joseph Collard, Outstanding Female Vocal Performer, Elizabeth Amstutz, and Outstanding Male Vocal Performer, John Hyde. Presenting the awards for the Science Department is Department Leader, Mr. Larry Davis. This year's honorees are in Biology, Shani Harris, in Chemistry, Noah Holdridge, and in Physics, Isabel Dwyer. Presenting the awards for the Social Studies Department is Department Leader, Mrs. Julie Sturgis. This year's honorees are Noah Holdridge, Samuel Holter, and Allison Schwendeman. The next award is for the President of Student Council, and this year's honoree is Riley Neal, who will present the very coveted Teacher of the Year award.
Hello and good evening. I'm Riley Neal, the Student Council President for the current school year. This year, I will be recognizing the Teacher of the Year for the 2020-2021 school year. I will start with a quote by Henry Brooks Adams. Teachers affect eternity. No one can tell where their influence stops. Great teachers always push their students to succeed in and out of their classroom and can be someone students can always turn to if needed. And this year's recipient is a prime example of that. They are known to care for their students a great deal. They push their students to achieve great success in their classroom, even though the course is difficult, but is always willing to help them grow. Their dedication to their students really sets them apart from the rest. They thoroughly teach their students so success is inevitable, yet they create a fun atmosphere while joking around with everyone during their class. This teacher has always been invested in their students with learning and checking in on them to see how their lives are going. Not only do they help their current students, but students from the past still turn to them for help with other workloads or even just basic life and school problems. I know I always turn to this teacher if I need help. They are always seen poking fun at students, and I enjoy walking past them in the hall because they have said the same exact thing to me every time since I was a freshman. I've sadly only had the pleasure of being their student once during my time here at BHS, but the impact they've had on me and the other members of class of 2021 is unbelievable. They are a very popular teacher among our class, seeing as how every one of us who has been in his class has enjoyed it. Ever since our first few days here at BHS, we've enjoyed this teacher. Not because we love math, but because the atmosphere he provides is comforting and quite entertaining at some points. Before starting his career here at BHS back in 1999, he graduated from Jacksonville High School in 1988, received his bachelor's degree in applied science in March 1995, and another bachelor's degree in education in June 1999, both from Youngstown State University. He then earned his master's degree from Ashland University. He married his wife Jill, a 1990 BHS graduate, in 1994, and they have 2 children together. Emily is a sophomore and Michael is in 7th grade, and they both attend Springfield local schools. He is currently the head of the math department here at BHS and has been for several years. He also runs the math club, and he is very dedicated to both of those roles. So it is my honor to recognize the class of 2021's Teacher of the Year as Mr. Michael Gerthung.
Thank you guys very much. I knew something was going on. Riley Neal was in my room 3 times this week. You can find someone better than her to make a surprise. Then, my wife bought me a new shirt. That's the first new shirt I've gotten in like 10 years. Thank you guys so much. It's an honor to teach you. I wish you nothing but good luck in your future. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you guys very much. What an honor.
In my excitement to see Mr. Gerthung receive this award, I inadvertently skipped over a very important department. And so I'd like to circle back to that department at this time. Presenting the awards for the Department of Intervention is Department Leader, Mrs. Megan Zimmers. This year's honorees are Dante Santafonte and John Gabriel. I apologize for that. The yearbook staff annually chooses a member of the staff to honor with the dedication of the crier. Making this year's dedication of the crier is crier editor Bonnie Misos.
Each year, the staff decides on a recipient for our traditional yearbook dedication. This year, we didn't have to think twice when we heard the news that Mrs. Fernbach was retiring. Her dedication and support for all things Boardman has always been apparent to anyone who knows her. Mrs. Fernbach began her career here at Boardman High School when she taught English for 17 years. She then became assistant principal for 3 years, followed by the coveted head principal position for the last 5 years. Boardman High School, with an enrollment of 1,324 students plus 142 staff members. If you ask me, it takes a very special person to be responsible for not only the success of the students and staff, but the school itself. Hundreds of students have been able to walk out of our school doors with a diploma and a feeling of great success throughout her reign. All of those students were first greeted by Mrs. Fernbach as nervous freshmen walking in, unsure of who they were or what high school would offer them, and just 4 short years later, walking out with endless memories. None of us could have predicted the events of the past year. It has challenged us all in unique ways and forced us to get creative with learning. But Mrs. Fernbach handled all of this with grace and took each day in stride. She provided great leadership in a time filled with things unknown. She inspired and continues to inspire young women, including myself, when she made history by being the first female principal at Boardman High School. Throughout all of the ups and downs, we could always count on a friendly smile and wave, even if it was from behind a mask, and of course, my personal favorite, a heartfelt, stay strong Spartans. I have been blessed to grow up a Spartan, and I too share the same love and pride for our school and community as she always has. I am honored to present the 2021 yearbook dedication to Mrs. Fernbach. Go Spartans.
I work in an office that has every single yearbook that has ever been published for Boardman High School. They line my walls, and so to know that there's going to be a page or two that will have my face on it is just an incredible honor. This night is really about you guys. Really, if I had to pick a couple of words that describe you, resilient, full of grace, accepting, open to different ways of doing the same things. You've been an honor to lead this year. I couldn't have asked for a better group of kids. You're mature most of the time. Mature, you're kind. You're kind to one another. You're kind to teachers. And that kindness has really infiltrated the whole building this year. So I thank you for everything that you've done to make this a great year. And I won't be gone for too long because I still have a lot of work in that courtyard to do because I want to make it really beautiful once and for all. So I thank you, and maybe for the last time I'm going to say, go Spartans. Okay, back to regularly scheduled programming. The next presentation is for senior class president for the 2020-2021 school year. Presenting this award is going to be Mr. Eric Simeone, and he will be presenting it to Tawan Richards. Tawan plans on attending Allegheny College to study psychology, and when he's done with his receiving his award, he's going to say a few words to you.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Good, yeah. We're almost done, All right, might as well start. You all are here for a reason. It's not by some mistake or some dumb luck. It's not because you wished upon a star or you blew out some candles on your birthday cake. It is simply because you worked hard. I know it seems like each year some person is telling the graduating class such things like, oh, you made it this far due to your hard work, or something along those lines. It's pretty cliche, I'll admit, but listen. Do not mistake my words, of course. Like the preceding graduating classes, they did work hard. But given our situation throughout the year, I can say with confidence that the class of 2021 is one of the strongest classes ever to leave BHS. And this group of students right here, they serve as a great example. In a battle against masks, constant sanitation, unexpected outbreaks, and getting contact traced every other week, we as a class absolutely conquered every single hurdle that was placed in our way. At the end, even though this year was far from ideal in almost every single way, I do not regret it at all. I know some of you may think I'm crazy for saying it, but hear me out. We are undoubtedly stronger, grittier, more well-rounded individuals than we would be if we ever had a happy-go-lucky senior year. We looked at all the adversity placed in our way and we faced it head-on because we are the class that cannot be stopped. So when I tell you that everything that you dream for your future is 100% possible and you are 100% capable of doing it, please believe me. And if you need proof, just look around. All of you prove it. For the class of 2022, I do hope your year is as normal as it can be. However, if plans end up not working out as you wanted, do not be discouraged and power through as your seniors before you have. As life continues, the challenges will just get harder. So we, as a group, as individuals, just have to get stronger. And if this year is any indicator, I know this class of students is more than capable. Now, I pass the key to the school to the next generation of Spartans, class of 2022. I know you will do tremendous things, and just keep your head held high and never, ever give up. Joey, I hope you lead them well. Thank you. Thank you.
Tawan was nervous, and I think he did a great job. Let's give him one more round of applause. Next speaking to you is the 2022 class president, Josiah Worsencroft.
Good evening. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go after Tawan. I mean, that was pretty amazing there. But my name is Joey Worsencroft, and I would first like to start by saying congratulations to all of you guys. You did it. And I'm sure these past 4 years have been filled with stress, anxiety, and maybe even a couple of tears. But most importantly, they've been filled with great laughter, great friendships, and great memories. Tonight, we are celebrating all of your hard work and achievements to prepare you for the next stage in your lives. I would like to wish you good luck in your future endeavors. Each and every one of you have potential to do something great. Keep striving and working hard to reach that potential. Now, you've learned many things the past 4 years, and I hope you use that to your advantage. No matter how many times Mr. Gerthung says so, school is not about just learning theorems and equations. Rather, it's about learning problem solving, discipline. It's about learning work ethic, and I hope you use that in the future. Lastly, I would just like to say what an honor it has been to watch you guys persevere and lead through the obstacles of this past year. You guys are a great example of what a senior class should represent. And I only hope that my grade will continue to carry on those qualities and traditions. And don't worry, that doesn't mean the couch. We'll leave that for you guys. You should be so proud of your successes throughout these 4 years, and we are looking forward to all that you are going to accomplish in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Josiah. Before we close with some music, I want to take a few moments to publicly acknowledge the retirement of 3 Boardman High School rock star teachers. And when I call your names, would you please come forward and stand with me up front? First, Mrs. Madalena Amaro. Mrs. Madalena Amaro is our foreign language department leader, and she is a beloved Italian teacher. Next up is Mrs. Patricia Reitman. Patricia is also a department leader for our health and physical education department, as well as a beloved health teacher. And finally, Mrs. Laura Kotimer. Mrs. Laura Kotimer is a wonderful addition in our music department, and actually, right about now, you're going to get to see just how talented she is, along with Mrs. Smrek. They will be concluding our program in the traditional Boardman High School way by singing the traditional Boardman High School Honors Assembly closer, Time for Moving On. thank you, Mrs. Schreck. I hesitated to ask Mrs. Schreck and her singers to come because I didn't know if they'd want to, being that it was in the evening. And she said not only would they be here, but her students really wanted to do this. So one more nice round of applause for the singers this evening. We've reached the end of the program, and again, I want to thank the students seated in front of us. I want to thank you parents for everything you've done to support Boardman schools. I want to thank our superintendent, Tim Saxton, school board members, and all the teachers who make Boardman High School the most amazing place in the world. I thank you all. Good night, and go Spartans.